Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to a brand new video showcasing some brand new rolling stock. This is the TRL-MFG Railway Gun Mark II. TLR stands for Triton Lego Railway, of course, and MFG stands for Massive Fucking Gun. So, I was looking through some old videos of mine for some inspiration for some new rolling stock. As I want to get into freight a little bit more, I eventually turned into military stuff. And then this was made, putting the Greyhound to good use. So I have actually made a railway gun before, but it was a very shit model. Literally, it was awful. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Go and watch that video and look at what that model was like and compare it to this. This is way better. It's built a little bit better as well, because the original model had two little flatbed areas there and there was a third one in the middle where it would swivel from those. It was a bit odd, but that was the only way I could think of it actually building up to that size and sort of having it make sense in a way. But this is a lot better, and obviously, as I mentioned earlier, Greyhound parts are used in this model because that engine is now dead. This is obviously way cooler. I mean, look at it. It's a massive gun. Massive fucking gun, because, as the initials say. So what I'm going to do now, very carefully, is take this off. Pre-planned, obviously. So I don't have to cut away and try and wrestle with the model in order to take it off. So this is the main gun itself. It's not actually able to be taken off. I've just unhinged some of the bricks to be able to do this. So this is a big old base. I've used some of the larger 8 wide, I think it's 8x16 massive grey bases on the previous model of the orange bullets. So that was really cool. That was being used along the bottom. So all the bricks, as you can see along the barrel of the gun as well, uses the 2x4 slopes that are really cool parts. Obviously a hole at the front because it needs to be able to fire. Sadly, this actually doesn't fire, but maybe one day I'll make a little something that will allow it to do so. It's a very cool weapon, this, or model I should say. The weapon, well, such a weapon actually kind of does exist. It was sort of based on, basically I went onto Flickr, typed in like a railway gun. A lot of models came up. There's a lot where it actually needs 2 sets of track to work. I thought, no, I'm not doing that. I need to be able to move it along 1 set of track in order to, you know, take it from place to place. I will do a little demonstration. As you can see up there, I've got some points set up, so multi-track drifting will be a thing. The gun is, well, the barrel I should say, is mounted onto a little contraption here on the back. So it's got a 4x4 little swivel base underneath, and it has a couple of parts underneath where you could see the little Technic brick there, and inside of all that it allows it to move up and down. So I can turn it and aim it as much as I want to, well, as much as it'll allow me as well. Looking down there, looking very good. It is quite fragile at this end of the barrel, because in order to make that hole, I've got it built up to about there, like a standard boiler would, with the 1x4s with the studs on the side. So I have to aim it, or grab it around about here. If I try and grab it here, it will start moving around. And even just putting my fingers on it, I can feel how fragile that is. A little bit scary when it comes to holding this, but it's not actually that bad. So again, very good movement. The little doohickey I've got set up here for the front of the barrel to rest on is just a bit of a display piece, really. This is a little lion head that's kind of made for castle bits, but it was, again, another part used for the quad version of orange bullets. It's a nice looking piece, so I may as well put it to good use. There was a 8x8 dark grey brick, as you can see here. Just, again, oddly detailed. It looked like something that was on the front of an actual railway gun, so I thought, you know what, put that brick to use. And yeah, there we go. It's a very nice little setup, this, and obviously fences on the side to prevent it from swinging off. There is a massive area there. I might be able to, hang on, let me do it this way. There we go. I don't have any minifigures in there for now because I'll have to gather some and maybe even just buy some off Bricklink or something. but obviously you can fit people in there. It's a bit odd actually trying to get the kind of details correct, because obviously this is a little thing I've built up here that is the hole where you actually put the rounds into the back of the barrel, and then you'll obviously go through the controls to allow it to fire. But obviously it's higher than the roof of the bloody cab, so I have to aim it down like that, I suppose, in order for it to be aimed if it was real. There are some details that were really difficult to sort out, but just looking at it like that, that works. Underneath, oh, this is going to be scary. Don't break, don't break, don't break. It didn't break, thank you. So underneath we do have a couple of details. The first one is this big chunky piece here. I'm not going to take that off. What it is basically, it replaced this, basically. The idea was for this to sit in the middle. So should this be taken off the wheels, which again I will get to in just a moment, I would put that there, and the idea is that that would be put onto the the side of the track. That would swivel around a bit and be used for more accurate aim. But you know, you don't really aim this at a person, you know, with a barrel that fucking long. Jesus. It's like a mortar sort of thing, this. Again, this is more just a little detail thing just to fill some gaps. It's just like a vent on one side, a wheel, valve wheel on another. Again, nothing special. This was really cool. I thought, you know what, I have to keep this. That I actually took off the face of the Blue Guardian. There was another one of these big circular bricks, tiles rather, that was in blue, so I've replaced that with the Blue Guardian. That is now here where it belongs because it's grey and looks good. And yeah, there's really actually not much else along the bottom. There is another thing I put here, which is like the oil, water, oh come on cam, there we go. Oil, water, and there's like pneumatics and whatever the other word is on the other side. It was a sticker that I had on, well, that wasn't the Greyhound, was it? That would make sense. But yeah, that was there to hand, so I thought I may as well put that on there. More management for the gun, I suppose. Right, let's move that out of the way. Let's actually have a look at the wheels, because this is quite interesting. I think this is the first time I've ever attempted a build like this when it comes to the wheels. It is a 5-wheel setup, and it does go around points. Tell you what, this one's closer. Let me just show you how well this works. So it goes round nice and smooth, and it's kind of stuck in that sort of build. Let me just show myself closer. There we go. So it has the one wheel in the center to allow that freedom to swivel and move around. If there was two, like it was built up here, it would create restrictions on going around corners and points. Maybe not corners as such, because it's just basically like a piece of straight track but just slightly bent, obviously, hence the corner point. But actually going over the points where it curves one way then instantly curves another way, it would generate a problem. So I had to kind of stick to this design. It's very simple, and I am using grey wheels. I have taken them off of the orange Bullet as well. But don't worry, that's been fixed up, that's been sorted out. And yeah, it's actually really good seeing the grey wheels and the grey buffers being put to use on this thing. It looks really good. So of course that's been made on both sides, and I could have made them a little bit long. I'm thinking about making them longer, but it's not necessary. It's not really needed, so I don't really want to. I don't know. Let me know what you think, because it might be worth making this longer for the sake of making it longer, but at the same time I don't want to overcomplicate things. Says the person who made 8 quadruplexes. Doesn't want to overcomplicate things. Right, I've got to try and find a way to snap those onto the wheels. Right, give me a sec. There we go, it's on the wheels properly this time. Not coming off. Excellent. So let's actually see this thing go over the points. It's a very smooth action, and it might look like it's swiveling a little bit too much, but don't worry. It's allowing that freedom to move. So again, nice and smooth, very easy. And one thing I will do now is show off a bit of multi-track drifting, because obviously keeping this thing straight. Oh, the bloody headphones are in the way. Let me swap this around. So yeah, multi-track drifting was a thing, and it obviously allows the gun to be aimed at a more accurate angle. And yeah, look at that. It's pretty good. Oh, I'm quite happy with this. I've only got one question now. Where the hell am I going to put this? I'll figure it out at some point, I suppose. Right. I'm going to end this video now because this is cool. And I have other videos to record today in the bloody heat. Right, here we go. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. One more thing, in the description is the link to the original railway gun model that I made. There are lots of differences. It's basically night and day. It's actually kind of funny. So yeah, I'll leave you to watch that video as well. Thanks again for watching this one. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.